Give me a minute. I want to talk about the toxic effects of disinformation and believing in disinformation. We talk a lot about disinformation here on this channel, and we try to expose it, right? Like the Maidan 3 disinformation campaign coming out of the Kremlin that we know about. We even know their code name for it. That is designed to sow dissent between the military in Ukraine and the political government. And so all these stories that you're seeing about a rift between Zelensky and Zaluzhny, I would take them with more than a grain of salt, boy. You know, I would take them with a cellar of salt. But that's not the conversation I want to have. I want to talk about what do you do when disinformation hits home. And a lot of Americans know about this because of the Trump era. A lot of us have relatives, friends who bought into the cult and became completely unreasonably deluded about the nature of reality, where you couldn't talk to them and they did not want to talk to you because facts got in the way of their understanding of the world. The ability to understand the world or change your understanding of the world based on new information is what we call learning. And it's the hallmark of a rational person that in light of new information, they change their mind. That's how we progress. That's how society moves forward. It's a critical skill, critical thinking. And I really had something happen yesterday that I'm still kind of reeling from, that I wanted to tell you about, because you may face something similar. A friend of mine is very aggressively on the side of the Palestinians. And look, I want to see a two-state solution too, right? I want to see fairness there. I do not want to see civilians killed. Okay. So she and I are basically on the same page. And I want to point out, this is an old friend. This is a friend from college. This is a person who I've been close to for 35 years. A person who knows me. Just 2 months ago, we were talking about meeting in Italy, and she was talking about coming to Ukraine for a couple of months and staying in the spare room. That's the kind of friend I'm talking about. She was at both my weddings. We spent so much time in college after. I directed her in off-Broadway shows. We've friends for 35 years. And yesterday on Instagram, she posted something that was based on known, debunked, deceptive imagery persuasion, right? It was an image that represented one thing, but it had been twisted to be something that it was not. And she was all on board with what it wasn't. And I said to her, I said, listen, I'm sorry, but this is not what you think it is. It's this other thing, and this is how we know. And I was not prepared for the response. I was not prepared for the things that were said to me because I failed her political purity test. And I lost a good friend. Not because we even disagree, but because she must believe something that we know is not true. And that led to her saying a bunch of things to me that are not true about me. They're just not, as anybody who listens to this channel knows. So, guys, I don't know what to do, because the human species, we a lot of times prefer our stories to facts. And that is no good. It's no good for anybody. And it isolates you and leaves you alone. So when you deal with your crazy uncles, and you deal with your crazy friends, and you deal with your crazy people, try to cut them a break, even when you know they're wrong. Because being right can sure get lonely. Thanks.